Today we're going to start with a video that basically was something that's really more close to my heart in situations when I join. So this video goes out to the 11 Bravos out there, my good old 3 grunts, and also any other military branches that has to deal with this. Mainly who know what this means, and also what pick 'em deep means. We're going to be talking about the good old 240. Welcome back to Airsoft Master, and today we're going to be talking about is the Lancer Tactical 240 AEG series. Mainly in front of me that you'll see is the wood series itself, which is more accurate to the Israeli Defensive Forces actual LMG. Again, being the wood stock and basically the naked front end. They also do sell as the regular 240, which has the Picatinny on the bottom and the heat shield on top. But other than that, let's actually talk about the barrel itself. Now, in front of me that you'll see more often on here is the fact that it's more accurate to the real steel LMG. One thing I do like about it for the airsoft situation is the fact that on the tip end it's 14mm counterclockwise. So again, just like airsoft, if you wanted to put any other suppressors or trace units on a 240 LMG, it is possible. But other than that, let's talk about the actual bottom end of the barrel itself is the bipod that's included with it. What's nice about the bipod is it's also made out of aluminum, just like the same thing as you'll see on your receiver, your barrel, heck, most of the gun to be exact. But again, what's nice is it's also collapsible into the actual receiver itself. All you have to do is just click it in and it will actually go inside where the actual clamp is inside right here. If you need to open it up, just squeeze the bipod and closes up and displays it right on top end from the actual bottom point. Now onto the receiver itself. With Lancer Tactical, they did a really bang-up job on the accuracy-wise to the actual 240 LMG. Now, what's one thing that I do like about it mainly is the fact that you have your 20mm Picatinny to put your optics on the top end. Mainly if you have an MGO optic, that would be nice. But either way, we have is the Lancer Tactical RCO that was already on here. But what's also nice is if you don't want to put any optics, you do have is your rear sight on the end here. That actually helps out with the elevation setup. So just in case, you still have it and it's ready to go out the box. But functionality wise, let's go ahead and keep talking about it by actually opening the top cover. What's nice is about it, to be more accurate, they actually give you the feeding tray, which is pretty impressive. Again, 10 out of 10, I would probably want to get this one too. It's pretty nice. What's nice about this too is the fact that the gearbox is also full metal construction, but it's also proprietary on its own gearbox shell. It uses a short type actual motor in here, which is something that you can be also upgraded to make it help with the increase of rate of fire. Other than that, let's go ahead and talk about more into the actual gearbox itself, and as well to that, the magazine. So with the 240 LMG, inside for the internals itself, it's more of a standard proprietary gearbox that's inside with the 18-1 gear set and also a short type motor. But it can be upgraded to any other content to do, like I say, help out with the increase of rate of fire and the RPS itself. But what's also nice is the fact that you have also a full metal CNC hop-up chamber to help adjust the actual weight of BBs you want to use to actually make it more accurate. Now what's one thing that's also nice about this actual LMG itself is it uses almost a 440mm inner barrel. So basically you do have the range for this thing like how it's supposed to be. So the fire controls itself and also your safety is going to be right next to the pistol grip itself. One thing that's nice is you can push it in to basically be safe, and then the other to push it on to basically fire mode. What's also nice is that you do have is a micro trigger switch underneath where the gearbox lays in. So that does help out with a lot better on the trigger response and as well to lay down more BBs down the field. Now onto the magazine. Basically, it has a 4,000 round little canister that you can put in your actual BBs in. And what's nice is, once you remove the Velcro, you do have as a top load to actually load your BBs inside, such as displayed out. What's nice is, like the other LMGs that you see for airsoft itself, it usually holds a battery inside. Not for the 240. What's nice about that is, it uses the same battery that's basically holding to operate your gun itself, and uses the data wire here to connect to and to help feed the process and load the gun. Again, what's really nice is you're only using one battery, which does help out and motorize the actual thing to feed into the LMG itself. Now to load it, All you need to do is use this little clip end here, which is partial to the feeder, into the hop-up chamber, is by laying it flat into the receiver itself. You'll know once it actually goes in flush, like so. Plug in the data wire, and you're good to go. So, the actual hop-up itself. Now, one thing I do like about this is it's more accurate to the real steel again that you'll see with this gun. One thing I do like is this is actually not a handle. This is to change the actual hop-up or the outer barrel itself by sliding this off, and to help basically service your hop-up into either changing the outer barrel or inner barrel itself, and even the hop-up chamber in regards to the rotary style hop-up you'll see in there. All you have to do is just click onto here, push the actual button on the other side, and basically pull it out from there on the whole setup to basically remove the whole internal itself. Just like the real steel, the only reason why we would need to change barrels in the actual setup is to prevent warping from the actual hot rounds that you'll see, and swapping it out with the spare barrel that comes with it. Now, for the airsoft version, it's just easier to help out with the maintenance. So, onto the actual stock itself. One thing that I do like is the fact that you have your rear wire set up all the way to the back, or even more of a top end wire system for the gearbox. What's nice is you have a hollow part of the actual stock end to put a maybe, I would say, a long AK style stick type battery inside to help out with the longevity of the battery per operation. Again, what's nice about this is that the fact that it is a Tamiya connection, easier to help set up for the whole gun itself to make it more accessible, and again, easier to change out the batteries. To basically put on your stock, I'm going to go ahead and put this out. All you need to do is just take the top end itself, which is basically the little notch on top you'll see, or you would actually have is more of the shoulder support on the top here. But let's just say that the sling point here for the time being is where you're going to basically be the top end. All you need to do is just follow the teeth by going from the top end itself, push all the way down. There's a little latch underneath for the stock end. Push it to release it, and basically you're good to go. So what basically comes inside the box when you do buy a 240 LMG is the fact that you'll end up with your operation manual, and as well to that your little catalog from Lancer Tactical themselves. Alongside is the massive gun itself and the magazine. Alongside a 9.6 metal hydride battery and the wall charger that would come with it. I'm using 0.20 gram BBs with 11.1 LiPo battery. So, what are my final thoughts on the Lancer Tactical 240 LMG? For one thing that I do like is the fact that it's realistic. Everything is functional almost the same way as you would. Even the charging handle, the actual ejection port underneath the bottom, the feeding tray. Everything on here is exactly what a 240 is supposed to do. Now, for Lancer Tactical, again, for the gearbox, it's something that I do like is the fact that the performance is there. You have a really durable gearbox. The short type, you can put a LiPo battery inside the actual stock itself to change them out. It's really fast, and longevity can be there. Alongside range, you have a 440 millimeter inner barrel with alongside the adjustable rotary style hop-up, which is really nice when it comes to fine tuning for those long distance or the weight size BBs you would need for most in games. Now, being at 18 pounds, it's still pretty lightweight. It's the middle weight of in regards of it, like as you would see is normally on LMGs. Now, one thing I do like is the price. The price itself is around the $500 ballpark range during the time of this recording. But again, it's a really nice setup itself, so it goes for your bang for your buck. But other than that, what do you guys think about it? Drop a comment below what do you think about this LMG, or for my active duty and also my veterans, what do you guys think about this actual 240 and what are your stories about it? But other than that, if you guys have any other questions about products or anything else, check out airsoftmaster.com.
This video is brought to you by Airsoft Master.
Also for this video, gotta admit, it brings back a good memory, so I want to say this now. Shout out to all my brothers and sisters that are out there in the Marine Corps side, also to my other Marines that I've had actually under my my leadership. Hopefully I appreciate you guys as well. See you guys, hope you guys are doing great things. as well to that, just my mentors, I appreciate you guys. My Marines out there, I also appreciate you guys, and I hope you guys are doing good work. You know what? I gotta admit, Granddad's still thinking about you guys. I'll see you guys the next time.